Before we start, another day, another blessing. You want to say hi to my cat? I'm so sorry for but this is my kitty. Say hi. Yeah. Okay, but before we start, I'm not gonna lie, looking at these type of videos, can you get like your butt out the camera, please? Thank you. I don't really like looking at these type of videos because I'm Mexican and I know, like, hold up, give me 1 second because she's gonna mess up my setup. I don't really like looking at these type of videos because I'm Mexican and I know, like, the Mexican government and the whole, like, thing about, like, the government and the cartel and, like, the kidnappings and the drug dealing. It's a lot. I don't like to think about it because, like, I want to go visit Mexico again one day. But, like, at the same time, like, why would I? You know? Like, of course, the culture, the food, my family, like, I missed them and everything. But, like, seeing these type of videos, like, pop up just make me not even want to go. Because it's like, you never know what can happen when you go on vacation there. Okay, but enough talking. We're going to react to the Mexican clown that killed the cartel members and filmed it. I don't know how I feel about this, watching this. This is kind of insane, but without further ado.
Do you have an irrational fear of clowns? If not, you might develop one by the end of this video. For a long time now, popular culture has depicted clowns as creepy or even evil, from the Stephen King's It to the Joker. These infamous characters might
real quick, you know what? The clown from it's not even a real clown. I hope you guys know, like, that's a whole entity that was, like, from another, like, planet, and it came down from, like, I forgot how it came down, but it was born in another planet. It's basically like a whole alien. And it just about a clown and then, like, feeds off of children, but yeah.
Blame the irrational fear of clowns.
Oh, Jigsaw, the goat.
But what if I told you such clowns exist in real life? The Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJNG, has been terrorizing Mexico for over a decade now. And they are by far more brutal than their enemies, the Sinaloa Cartel, and even Pablo Escobar's Blood Empire. Now they have an army of evil clowns who torture rival cartel members to death and film their horrific deeds. It's hard to imagine something like this is real and is happening right now. This is the full story of Fabian Urbino Morales and his sick clown army. Before we go on, I must warn you,
the clown army is actually insane.
Very graphic.
I didn't even know that was a thing in Mexico.
Today's story begins with a nasty man called Nemesio Asegura Carvantes, aka El Mencho. He was born in July 1966 and grew up in a family of poor avocado farmers. By the 1980s, he illegally immigrated to the United States, but he committed so many petty crimes there that he was soon deported. Already desensitized to violence and willing to do anything for quick cash, he joined the Milenio Cartel, but the Milenio Cartel was slowly decimated and broken into tiny factions. So in 2009, El Mencho started his own cartel. Initially, it was called Los
Starting your own cartel is actually insane.
Considering what they
imagine starting your own cartel.
Perhaps this name was more fitting than Jalisco New Generation Cartel.
CJNG is the single criminal organization most responsible for these deaths on both sides of the border.
The Jalisco New Generation Cartel took the fight to the next level, shooting down a military helicopter with a rocket-propelled grenade.
Tonight, the DEA is offering $10 million for information leading to the arrest of the Mexican drug kingpin known as...
Oh, man. I get to work to find that man. What? 10 million?
El Mencho was inspired by Los Zetas cartel and its militarized structure. He, however, took it to the next level, arming thousands of violent men with huge rifles, army tanks, and grenades.
How do you get these, though?
Emerge of that CGNG convoy. These gunmen call themselves the Elite Group and pledge allegiance to El Mencho. They're armed with assault rifles with grenade launchers attached to the barrel.
Like, where do they get them from? Like, what is Mexico's government doing for them to allow them just to get all these type of weapons? Like, these are the type of weapons that the army carries, that the military carries. So how do cartels carry them, right?
Anyone who stands in the way. Sometimes it's
I understand,
and other times it's police officers and even civilians. they have no regard for human life. All they care about is making money and spreading the
And that's the
message
thing.
that
The
they
cartel
are
doesn't
now
care
in
about
charge.
anyone but
El
making
Mencho
money.
doesn't just do this with military weapons.
Like, they be
and
killing their own
organized
family
structure. He also
members
recruits
over
the
money.
absolute worst people in Mexico. One of them is Fabian Urbino Morales, aka El Payaso. El Payaso means the clown in Spanish. Creepily enough, Fabian Morales did work as a clown at the circus when he was younger. Then he traded his clown suit
Nah,
for
that's
guns,
crazy.
machetes, and knives, but he kept the
Wow.
mask. Fabian Morales used to work for Los Metros Cartel, which was a smaller faction of the Gulf Cartel, operating from Reynosa at the border with Texas. Morales quickly climbed Los Metros' ranks and brought a new level of psychopathic violence to the gang. He and his own henchmen, all wearing the same horrible clown.
I don't understand people
But
who
the
take pictures of
terrifying
them holding
gang
weapons.
didn't
Like, you don't
earn a
look
name
cool, bro.
just for their masks.
You look
They
like
had incredibly
clown.
gruesome methods of dealing with the rival cartel members.
In this place, Mencho and his people recruited them when they saw the way they executed their rivals. They put them in gasoline drums.
El Mencho saw Morales and his gang burning and flaying his victims alive. For him, this was proof that Morales would make a great captain. As I said, El Mencho recruits the very worst people around. CJ&G quickly grew into the second biggest cartel in Mexico, second only to El Chapo and El Mayo's notorious Sinaloa cartel. This is particularly interesting as El Mencho's beginnings lie with avocados.
The economical power behind the Cartel Jalisco, they literally started with avocados, so they were farmers. They literally started moving from avocados to chemical precursors to make drugs like methamphetamine. It's like, okay, so what the U.S. market like? They like their avocados from Mexico and their meth from Mexico.
Needless to say, it's impossible to rule a cartel this big single-handedly. So El Mencho set out to recruit smaller cartel bosses to act as kind of a manager to various areas.
That's what you do. You hire other people to work for you.
The CJ&G
do less work.
recruited the whole Los Metros cartel and engulfed them into their gang. Fabian Morales became El Mencho's trusted man, so trusted that El Mencho encouraged him and his henchmen to keep wearing the terrifying masks. After all, CJ&G's end goal is to spread as much pain as possible.
See, this is the thing, bro. Like, imagine I go to Mexico and I just see people in clown masks in a car blasting
Morales became one of the commanders of the criminal
corridos.
structure of
You know what I'm saying?
Miguel Fernandez.
Like, bro,
LM2,
I'm outta
lieutenant
there.
Of one of the CJ&G's
I'm not
regions,
staying around to
with
find
his
out what's
most
gonna
evil
happen.
Side encouraged by El Mencho. It wasn't long before Morales became one of Mexico's worst real-life monsters. By the 2010s, there was another problem. Cartel members could easily film videos of their most brutal acts and upload them to the internet. This spread a clear message: don't mess with us. It was a message to rival cartels as well as anyone else watching. But I can't stress this enough. Do not watch these kinds of videos. They only damage your mental health. There's nothing good that comes out of watching something like this. Warning, very graphic details ahead. Skip ahead the next couple minutes if you don't want to hear the contents of the cartel video. It's unclear whether the infamous Quiero Agua video was done by Fabian Morales under his orders or just by his vile henchmen. In the video, the CJ&G clowns have kidnapped a rival cartel member, most likely a former member of La
That's
Familia.
crazy.
The victim has never been identified, as the
Like,
video begins with a
it's just a
flipped
whole
face. The
cartel
30-second
war over there,
video
dude.
shows a man inches away from death after the evil clowns had already removed all skin from his face and other body parts. But this is not the only gruesome, blood-chilling part of the video. Something that shows the true nature of Morales and his gang. And for what it's worth, the CJ&G is the way the men taunt their victim.
Like, this is the type of stuff that really gets to me, because it's like, man, like, I want to be proud of where I'm from, you know, for real. But I hear so many terrible stories like this. Just the cartel doing dumbass things, dude.
Mocking him and
It's pissing me
laughing at his
off.
pain.
It's a
At
lot
one
of,
point,
like,
the
clown,
men
like,
kept asking
not
him
clown
if he
clowns,
wants
you know?
water. But imagine having to talk without a face.
That's insane.
¿Agua? ¿Eh? Dime recio. Que me digas con la boca.
The man wheezes in pain. It's pretty clear he just wants to die. But the clowns keep taunting him, keeping him alive for as long as possible. His voice is raspy and weak, but this only amuses the clowns. Seeing a scene like this in a horror movie could be enough to give you sleepless nights and maybe even anxiety attacks. So it's hard to comprehend how a bunch of people could do this to another human being.
It's
being
not
inches
human
away
like,
from
man.
them
It's
and laugh
terrible.
at it. Just how many things have to go wrong for someone to end up like these clowns? To think
Literally.
Fabian Morales and his henchmen were once babies. Can you imagine the violence they witnessed?
Like, imagine your kid or child growing up to be one of these people. Like, how would you feel as a parent?
Even
Imagine, like, where are your parents at, dude?
No animal would do this. Animals kill for food or to survive, but the CJ&G cartel and its horrifying soldiers kill for pleasure. These cartels kill as a means to an end, to secure power, territory, and trafficking routes. The CJ&G made violence a means to an end, and in the age where we can share and watch pretty much anything online, this is becoming even more dangerous. Violence spreads easily, and being exposed to it early on can lead to a dark and violent mind. Once again, please don't go looking for this video or other videos posted by CJ&G.
I can't even look at the stuff on Twitter. Those Twitter videos be gruesome, man. I don't know how people do watch those other videos.
Clowns drive their cars and expose their guns in broad daylight, and if they blatantly post videos of torture and death, how are they not in prison already? Well, you'll be pleased to know Fabian Morales has finally been arrested. In October 2019,
don't free bro. That's all I gotta say. Don't free bro. Keep that man locked up.
Una aguililla. Caucho, heridos. X13, caucho.
This wasn't the first time the CJ&G was targeting police officers and taking
That's what I'm saying. If the police try to step in, they're just gonna die.
This time,
and that's why the police don't want to step in. The ones that do, you know, props to them. But there's a whole reason why cops just ignore a lot of the cartel activity, because they don't want to die.
On the CJ&G. At least they got their hands on El Payaso and a few of his henchmen. Interestingly enough, this was the same sting operation that ended the life of La Catrina.
Tranquila, mija, ya viene el helicóptero por ti. Ya viene el helicóptero. Tranquila, hija, tranquila. Vas a estar bien. Trata de aguantar, ¿eh?
La Catrina had joined CJ&G back in 2017 when she was just 19, but she had such an extreme thirst for blood that she was soon propelled to hit squad commander. El Mencho encouraged her drive to torture and kill, and even supported her regular hits on police officers. That's right, La Catrina had given the order of the October ambush. The Michoacan police
gave
had
the
a recording
order?
of her voice ordering the hit. There was no way she would get out of this. La Catrina was hit in the jugular. She succumbed to her wounds in the helicopter on the way to the hospital. But the same couldn't be said about Fabian Morales and his fellow evil clowns. They were arrested and taken to prison. As news of his arrest made headlines,
keep them boys
Mexico,
locked up.
It became clear that El Payaso had another brother in the CJ&G.
El Payaso is the brother of a person nicknamed El Jaguar, a former military.
These nicknames are just terrible.
It turns out that El Jaguar was a member of the CJ&G before El Payaso joined. He was still working as a regular circus clown when his brother was killing and maiming for cash.
That's
Perhaps
insane. Imagine your brother just being a whole cartel member while you're
they grew up
working as a
in an already
clown.
violent world where death is normalized and the general mentality is kill or be killed. Now, this isn't an excuse or even an explanation for what they ended up doing. If you saw this in a movie, you'd say it's far-fetched. But to think that this happens in real life is truly worrying. And here's another sad twist. Now Fabian Morales is in prison. It's unlikely he will ever get parole or even escape for that matter. He doesn't have the money or the authority of El Chapo. And even El Chapo found the end of his freedom at the ADX Florence in the United States. But El Payaso legacy is a dark one, and there are many people that look up to him.
Who looks up
Some
to
of his
these
evil
people?
clowns are still out
I
there
don't
and
get
taking the
it.
kind of pain
Why
and
would you
suffering
look
that
up to
he's
someone
endured.
like this?
And today, the CJ&G
Who-
is at the top of its game.
Who grows up be like, damn, I want to just kill people for fun, you know what I mean? I want to start selling drugs. I want to make money off of killing people. I want to, like,
They're on the
what?
brink of being named a terrorist organization.
That's
The war
crazy.
Between the Sinaloa cartel and the
That-
CJ&G,
if that
and
actually
the
ever
authorities
happens,
that want
then-
them behind bars have been terrorizing Mexico for more than a decade. The war on drugs is at
Yeah.
its very worst, and senseless violence seems far away from an end. In fact, reputable
Don't make me step in now.
newspapers have argued that the cartels seem to control the government at the moment.
They create these chaos to go and sit with the local politicians and say like, okay, do you want more or shall we negotiate this?
Wow.
Still, it's a small victory that Fabian Morales is in prison. This means that the authorities haven't given up. Perhaps in time, enough kingpins and psychopathic commanders will be arrested or dead. And as the violence decreases, young people will be less tempted to join the ranks of the Mexican cartels.
Man, to my young people, all my Mexicans out there, you know, stay away from that. I know, like, whoever be living in Mexico, like, I know y'all got it tough out there, for real. Like, y'all don't got much. You want to find a way how to make money, but like the cartel and doing all that stuff, man, just stay away from that type of stuff, man. You got a family, you know? You got a family to look after. You got your sister, your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, man. There's no reason for y'all to be joining into stuff like that. But man, y'all be safe out there. Don't be up in the mix. All right, I'll see you on the other one.